Today we are going to make a bubble milk tea chiffon cake. On the day before we make the cake, we need to prep our milk and cream and mix some brown sugar syrup. First, we'll mix some tea-infused milk and heavy cream. In a small pot, combine the milk and 3 tea bags. You can use any tea you like, and I'm using black tea. Cook it in medium heat until the tea flavor is nicely infused in the milk. This is enough for the cake batter plus a glass of bubble milk tea. So if you want to have more tea, you can cook more of this. The 3 tea bags to 1.5 cup of milk will give a strong tea flavor. If you think it's too strong when you make the tea, you can always add more milk to it. It's easier to dilute it with milk than not having enough tea flavor, because if it's lacking tea flavor, you will have to heat it again and add tea bags. Transfer this to a bowl, leave the tea bags in there, cover it and put it in the fridge overnight. Next, we'll do the same for the heavy whipping cream. This time we'll use 2 tea bags. The reason I need to do this a day before making the cake is because I need heavy cream to have plenty of time to be completely cool again. Plus, the longer the tea bags sit in the milk and cream, the more tea flavor we are going to get. Transfer this to a bowl, cover with plastic wrap touching the surface, and let this cool overnight in the fridge. Next, we'll mix some brown sugar syrup. In a medium saucepan over medium heat, mix together all ingredients. Bring mixture to a boil, stirring to dissolve the sugar. Once it comes to a boil, reduce heat and simmer for about 7 to 10 minutes until it thickens slightly. Keep in mind that the syrup will continue to thicken once it's cool, so don't overcook it. This is more than enough for a cake. It's hard to cook very small amounts of syrup, that's why I like to make a little more. You can use this syrup on any dessert and to make milk tea as well. Remove the cinnamon stick, pour into a glass jar and store in the refrigerator. It can be kept in the fridge for up to 4 weeks. Now let's make the cake. Take the tea-infused milk out of the fridge, remove the tea bags. Be sure to squeeze out all the milk. Tear one of the tea bags and take out the tea leaves. Now mix the oil and flour. First, combining the oil and flour is simple and won't develop gluten. You can stir it any way you want and you don't have to sift the flour neither. Now add the milk, egg yolks and tea leaves. Stir until all well combined. Now let's whip the egg whites. Add cream of tartar to the egg whites and beat on high speed. Cream of tartar can stabilize the meringue. If you don't have it, you can add a small teaspoon of lemon juice instead. You can also use a hand mixer for this. Both methods will work just fine. When you see big bubbles forming, add a third of the sugar. Continue to beat on high speed. When the foam becomes finer and silkier, you can add another third of the sugar. Continue to beat on high speed. The foam will continue to get silkier, and the whites will be starting to hold the trail of the whisk. At this point, you can add the remaining sugar and beat on medium-high speed. Continue beating until you see some stiff peaks. After lifting the whisk, the meringue is stable and firm and the peak will not drip. Scoop about 1/3 of the egg whites to the batter and fold it in gently. This is to lighten the batter initially and prepare it for the rest of the egg whites. Once it's mixed well, change to a spatula and pour it into the egg whites. Continue to fold gently until it's all combined. Repeat this movement until the batter is homogeneous. Don't overdo it. Transfer the batter into the pan immediately. Shake it, tap it a couple of times to get rid of the big bubbles, and draw a few circles with a toothpick to flatten the surface. Place this in the preheated oven and bake at 300 degrees for 50 minutes. Personally, I prefer to bake it at 300 degrees for 40 minutes, then increase the temperature to 320 degrees for 5 minutes. This is after a few testings with my oven, as oven temperature varies. If I just bake it at 300 degrees for 50 minutes, even though it's perfectly baked, the top of the cake will be a bit sticky after it's cool. So if you have the same problem, you can do the same switch. Once it's out of the oven, tap it on the table once, then cool it upside down. It will take 2 to 3 hours to cool completely. While waiting for the cake to cool, let's cook the tapioca pearls. Follow the cooking instructions on the packaging. This is the one I bought. When done, immediately plunge them into ice-cold water to stop the cooking, or you can rinse them with cold water several times to wash away the thick, floury liquid and prevent them from sticking together. Now mix in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar syrup. Set it aside. Now that the cake is cool, remove it from the pan carefully, then slice it in half. Flatten the top as well. Now we'll make the milk tea whipped cream frosting. Beat the room temperature softened cream cheese on high speed until smooth. Add the powdered sugar and mix until well incorporated. Switch to medium speed and slowly add the tea-infused heavy whipping cream. Once all added, turn it back up to high speed and whip until it thickens. Adding cream cheese to the cream helps stabilize the cream a little more. Since I want to make it look like the thick cream is dripping off the cake, and I want the cream to stay that way without falling. This is good. Transfer the cream into a piping bag. Let's start decorating. Add a little bit of cream to the bottom to secure the cake to the cake board. Apply a layer of cream, but on the edge, pipe little dots of cream all around. This is just to tie it up with the bubble theme of this cake. For the top, pipe the cream as like the cream is dripping down a little bit. Make a little well for our tapioca pearls. Now spoon the tapioca pearls on top. Tapioca pearls will get hard if you leave it in the fridge. So for the best results, you can cook the bubbles mixed with the syrup, leave them sit at room temperature, then only add them to the cake when you're ready to serve. This way the cake can stay cool in the fridge and you don't have to worry about the bubbles getting hard. And this is now completed. And the best part now, let's make a cup of bubble milk tea with all the leftover ingredients we have on hand. This cake is bursting with milk tea flavor in every bite. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching.